How are you this morning, Pat?
Dan, I'm a little heartbroken.
Because?
I can't believe that girl left Fifth Harmony, man. You heard about that?
No, I did not.
Fifth Harmony lost one of their members. You know who Fifth Harmony is, Dan?
No, maybe that's why it didn't affect me that much.
Well, aside from that, I'm great, though, Dan. Big win in Minnesota yesterday, cold as hell, and the holidays are right around the corner. Everything's good over here in Colts land. If we can make the playoffs, which is a very slim chance, but if we can do it, life would be fantastic. How are you, Dan? How's the whole gang over there?
Morale is high. We have our office Christmas party coming up. I got him Sony 4K TVs already. I feel like a quarterback with his offensive line. Does like Andrew Luck get you anything for Christmas?
No. Andrew doesn't give me anything. Adam Vinatieri got me a very expensive bag last year, which was very nice of him. So Vinatieri, I'm the man that kind of holds his balls. He takes care of me on a yearly basis. But that's about it. We do a little Christmas exchange in the special teams room, but we don't have quarterback money. So the gifts are, although Adam Vinatieri is probably the richest guy on earth, the gifts are fantastic, but Adam normally takes care of me year in and year out.
If you had to kick outside yesterday in Minnesota, how would you have fared?
So you hear about Minnesota being cold.
Mm-hmm.
You're always like, it's in rap songs, cold as Minnesota, stuff like that. But yesterday, when we got out of the hotel to walk to our bus, I accidentally had my jacket open. And that cold air really just went right inside of me, stole my soul. That's the coldest I've ever felt in my entire – I've been in some cold situations. Fell through a lake ice fishing as a child. Wasn't as cold as what happened yesterday in Minnesota. I think if I have to punt outside yesterday, it was negative 20. That was just the regular temperature. I have no idea what the wind chill was. And I have no idea how they judge negative 20. I don't know what device tells them that. But it was the coldest I've ever felt. It's just a different level. And I probably would have quit yesterday if I had to kick a ball out there. I don't know what would have happened. I mean, I'm just not tough enough for that, mentally or physically, Dan.
But you had 3 punts yesterday against Minnesota. What do you do the rest of the time?
Well, I kick off too, Dan. Thanks for noticing.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
right.
Yeah,
it's all right. The stadium announcers don't normally know. Adam Vinatieri here to kick off, and I'm normally standing right in the middle of the field. It's great. So we had a good day yesterday. 3 punts, couple kickoffs. Held for Adam. It was a pretty good little day, but I don't do nearly enough to earn the salary that I make. I understand that.
But if you do, other punters look like you'll go, well, yeah, but he plays indoors, or he plays in Tampa. So do you guys look at that when it comes to who's the best punter in the league and factor that in?
I think there's some judgment that happens from a lot of people, and I would judge too. But the biggest difference between punters and everything is their coverage teams. Some teams are built to be fast. Some teams are built to be a little bit bigger teams. And I think you can just tell if a guy is good or not, indoor or outdoor. But I think there's definitely some judgment. I know if I was playing in Kansas City or Cleveland, like the Colquitt brothers, or if I was outside, I would judge the dome punters and kickers. I would most certainly do it. I think it's in my heart. I think I would judge them. But I'm very lucky to be in the situation I'm in. Although when Lucas Oil Stadium, which is our stadium here, opens the roof and the window, we have a retractable roof. I don't know, it's like a convertible. If we can take the roof off, put the windows down anytime we want. And when they open that up, it becomes a wind tunnel. But that Vikings dome is definitely something that's needed, because if we had to go outside yesterday, I would cry. I'd probably cry. It would be an embarrassing moment for everybody.
All right, I want your honest reaction the first time you saw John Ryan with the fake punt with the Seahawks when he took off and started running.
Well, I was like, wow, he's out. He's a very pale man in wearing that highlighter outfit. I thought he looked good. I thought that color suited him well for his skin complexion. He was running, he was striding, he was galloping. He's a man who's in good shape. But he was trying, he's a former wide receiver. He was tucking the ball too tight. And I said this on social media. When you're a punter and you don't carry the ball often, you got to go street football, carry that thing like a loaf of bread and just let it keep moving, because your shoulder pads are going to get in the way of a good time. And that's what happened for John. I think the ball scraped off his shoulder pad, kind of got loose, and then he got killed. He died right there on the field. But I'm happy he got out there and made a play. I like to see the big fella stride out a little bit. But I think he just needs to slide, enjoy the moment. And I think he'll learn that for next time. But John Ryan's a great punter and a great athlete, so I'm happy he got loose on national TV.
Is Marquette King trying to be the showman here? I mean, is he setting a new standard for punters here?
I don't know about a new standard. I think you national people don't really pay attention to much. Marquette really came in and kind of stole the show because he's an incredibly talented punter, and he's got some swag. You know, I think it's safe to say he has some swag. But Marquette and I are good friends. We've known each other for a long time. So I was real excited to see him getting some love there. But a lot of you national people who don't pay attention
here
to much.
We go. I've seen you after a punt.
Yeah.
I've seen you do your shimmy. Whatever it is.
Yeah. Thank you, Dan. I appreciate that. And that's why you're at the top of the class. You know? Not all your peers do that. But Marquette and I are boys, man. So
you're the best white dancing punter in the league.
You know, I'll take that because there's 31 of us, you know. So there's 31 white guys, one black guy. And I'll tell you what, Marquette is going to be the best punter in the game here in a few years. He's incredibly talented. He's incredibly gifted. And I think the NFL is lucky to have him. And I'm being serious when I say that.
Could you make the Hall of Fame?
No.
You have no chance.
I don't think so. I think Ray Guy is such a big name in punting because he changed the way people viewed punters because he started turning the ball over and hitting big balls and stuff like that. He was really the first guy to kind of set the tone on what a punter can be. But right now, we have 32 punters in our league that are just really, well, let's not say 32. There's probably like 15, 16 really good guys in the NFL right now. And to make it in the Hall of Fame, you got to do special stuff. I mean, Vinatieri's going in because he's got so many legendary kicks. He's 21 years into the league. He's still one of the top 3 guys in the game. So he's going to make it. But you got to be put in situations and really come through if you're a specialist. And obviously Adam's done that. Ray Guy changed the game. For me to make it, it's going to be real tough. For any punter to make it from now on, it's going to be real tough.
He's completed 50% of his passes, and he averages 18 yards per carry. He's Pat McAfee of the Colts. Next game, by the way, will be against Marquette King and the Raiders in Oakland. Boy, this is a showdown. I don't care about Luck versus Carr. I mean, I care about you versus King. This is going to be great. A kickoff, yes. A punt-off.
Yeah. That's what's going to bring the ratings. And I think Andrew Luck understands that. I think Derek Carr knows that. Khalil Mack, T.Y. Hilton. There's a lot of incredible football players out there. But this is King and McAfee stepping out there on Christmas Eve, Saturday night in the black hole. Where else would you rather be for the holidays? Really, right there in Oakland. And it's going to be a showdown. A lot of big balls. Going to really close my eyes and just kick the hell out of those things. And Marquette King and I are going to have a little embrace before and afterwards, but during, it's showtime. And we're excited for it. I think that's going to be a big game, though. For us, we have to win, obviously. And Oakland, I mean, this is Christmas Eve game on national TV for them. This is going to be awesome. I'm just real excited to get out there. I hope the weather's a lot warmer than it was in Minnesota. But
it will be. It will be. Does weather deflate footballs?
Well, Ted Wells says a lot of things. I think so. Here's a real answer. So for me, I want when you're kicking or punting, you want the ball as hard as possible. So a deflation of the ball would actually hurt you because you can't get enough pop on the ball. Mm-hmm. When it is colder outside, the exterior of the ball is still as hard as a regular ball, but the inside loses some air. So you kind of got like an ice cream cone with a chocolate
filling.
You know those? No, like the chocolate crust on the outside of an ice cream cone. I don't know the name of the. Yeah. So that's kind of what a ball feels like. So the cold weather does affect the ball whenever it comes to kicking it because it's softer on the inside, harder on the outside, so it doesn't go as far. So that is a factual statement.
It does deflate the ball.
Well, I don't know the science behind it, Dan, and I probably will get quoted in some lawsuit as soon as I say this, but I would assume that the cold air does deflate the ball a little bit.
He's a man. What?
I was a part of that game, Dan. I was a part of that game. And, boy, there was a lot of talk and science behind it. and I'm way too dumb to get involved in all that. All I know is when the ball gets cold, it doesn't travel as far, and when the ball is hot, it goes to the moon. So I'm all about nice hot air and kicking the hell out of a football.
Did you think that those balls were underinflated when you played the Patriots?
I don't touch Tom Brady's balls. So I'm nowhere near those balls. The K-ball is a completely different operation.
But that's a new policy on your part, right?
The K-balls?
No, that you don't touch Brady's balls.
I mean, I would. That guy, really good at everything. Try to get everything you possibly could. If I could touch the balls, maybe a little greatness would kind of spew over through osmosis. But the K-balls and the QB balls are just a complete different operation. That goes back to Mitch Berger and Brett Favre almost having a throwdown. So I had no idea. I didn't feel his balls at all. I didn't feel the Patriots' balls. I didn't feel our quarterback balls. I kind of got my own thing going with the other team's kickers and punters. And so I had no idea. I couldn't feel it. But I know that the people in our sideline, from our equipment managers to everybody else, are really, really good people. And they wouldn't attempt to screw anybody over for no reason. They're really, really good people.
Pat McAfee, the Colts punter, releasing a documentary-style stand-up comedy DVD at the beginning of the new year. Coming up next will be the Raiders on Christmas Eve. Pat, be safe in Oakland, okay? And thanks for joining us.
Hey, you know what? Thanks for having me. Happy holidays to all of you. Fritzy, this is the first time Fritz didn't even call and ask me to come on the show or text and ask me to show. He just texted me and told me I'm coming on. And I want to let you know that relationship that we've gone to that level, I'm real excited about it. This is a big day. This is a Christmas miracle coming true. So I'm excited to be here. Happy New Year's, happy holidays to all of you guys, and thanks for having me on.
The Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings on Audience.